Hi guys, Shaz here, back with another recap of Married at First Sight Season 17. Today we are talking about episode 8. So the honeymoon is officially over. Our couples are all flying back to Denver from Cancun, and they are about to start their lives, sort of normal lives together in a neutral living space. So the producers set them up in apartments, and let's see how they do.
This is the first time we both ever lived with someone that isn't a roommate.
We start with Emily and Brennan, and Emily is looking and seeming to be quite excited about the prospect of living with Brennan, while Brennan, well...
I am excited.
Yeah, guys, isn't this just the face of someone who's excited, don't you think? But, oh, I realized who he reminds me of. The T-1000. So Emily's talking about the fact that, if something's bugging him, please raise it immediately, don't let it fester. And also, if they are having an argument, instead of just going back to their own places, they should stay trapped where they are and kind of work it out.
Yeah. But tonight, I definitely want to go back, tidy out the house. So maybe we should reconvene in a few days before moving into our new place.
These two are definitely not on the same page. So Brennan actually wants to leave the apartment, go home, spend a few days there, and then reconvene. So you can tell this is not at all what Emily was expecting.
We're still trying to get to know each other. I wanted to move in together with him.
I gotta take a step back and just digest how I feel before we move in together.
Okay, so let's check in on Cameron and Clay.
This is definitely the beginning of a new chapter.
I'm excited.
So never lived with somebody before, and so she's a little bit nervous about the situation, and she also mentions the fact that, when you're dating someone, you can just go home, but now...
But here it's this is where we're at.
Cameron's feeling positive, though. He thinks they can manage this.
You'd have to be very different than who I think you are for you to get on my nerves.
Careful what you put out into the universe.
All we have to do is be open to communicate. If something's bothering us, just say it.
Reasonable. But let's check in on Orion and Lauren. When we left them in Cancun, basically Orion had said, you know what, he can't move forward with this marriage. He can't get over the derogatory comment that was made. And so it seemed like that was that.
My husband had a flip of his emotions, and we discussed that he would like to try to do a full reset.
Interesting. So what does that mean? Start as though nothing happened? Start as though you just got married again? I don't know. He seems to be flip-flopping quite a bit.
You went from, I can't move forward in this marriage and I'm unmoving, to saying I want a full reset.
I really do feel hopeful.
I'm so confused. So Orion wants a full reset, but he is also not going to stay at the apartment.
We do need to take some space from each other.
So they're kind of going their separate ways for a few days, and I suppose then they'll reconvene as well. Let's see how Becca and Austin are settling in.
Our first night in our apartment is over.
At least one couple's doing well. So the next day, the couples are kind of going to check out each other's places, and we start with Emily, who's over to check out Brennan's house.
Like the green couch.
This is kind of to get a little bit more insight into their partners, right? But also they can take some items from their homes and bring it to the neutral apartment.
It's a really nice desk.
Thank you,
This makes me want to expand mine.
Oh my God, this is so awkward. Emily is really just commenting on stuff in Brennan's face and, she's saying, this is nice, I like that. And Brennan's sort of acting as though she's a potential buyer for his place, not his wife.
And then here we have the bedroom.
He's just not his usual self.
I mean, how devoid of emotion can you be? I'm really feeling for Emily at this point. She is trying so hard.
And I really am impressed with this middle living room situation.
He is just giving her nothing back. So she asks about sort of, we've been sort of apart now. How do you foresee sort of the future living arrangements?
Yeah, it's been nice having some time to myself. We will reevaluate in a few days when we actually want to move in.
I'm not getting a good feeling about this. I don't know. Brennan, for me, he's never moving in with Emily.
Like, what? Something is off. Like, what happened?
And what is up with the smoke? Next, we see Claire going over to Camden's place.
This is nice. It's very homey, very cozy.
And then Camden goes to Claire's, and we get to see Lenny again. Yay!
Like Lenny is a small package.
But Camden learns a few more things about Claire.
Are you Catholic?
So I was raised Catholic.
Well, you said you were faithful. You didn't say you were
Right.
Catholic.
Well, I know you're not religious at all.
No.
That's okay with me.
And from one couple with religious differences to another, Becca is at Austin's place.
Wow.
Becca is talking about how much she really loves Austin's place. It's quite big, it's lots of space, she loves the window, she loves everything about this space. So kind of implying that, after decision day, that she could move into his place. But Austin seems to have other ideas.
So I was just thinking we'd move back into our normal spots.
He kind of positions it that, let's wait until the leases are sort of all done. Let's give us all some time to figure it out. You can tell that Becca isn't really to hear this, but Austin perseveres.
I live with a roommate, and you live by yourself, so I don't know why you'd want to move in here.
Let's get back to Loddin and Orion. So when we last saw them, Orion wanted a reset. They weren't going to live together, but he wanted to start fresh. He wanted to start again. But it seems he's been reaching out to Loddin via text.
And he does not want to continue the marriage, but he wants to continue the process.
What does that even mean?
Which I guess I'm confused because I thought the process was a marriage.
Yeah, exactly. It's called married at first sight.
Who knows what's gonna happen, y'all.
Now it is time for the experts to meet with all our couples, and we start with our favorites, Emily and the T1000.
Brennan's not really showing or expressing much emotion.
I thought that the visit to Brennan's place was awkward, but jeez, this guy is cold as ice.
How was your day?
Swamped.
I mean, this guy can't even bring himself to look at his wife. But let's hear from Pastor Cal.
What is going on?
Yeah, we had the wedding, we had the honeymoon, and then all of a sudden we come back and we're like, oh, we were just like, let's take a minute, gather ourselves.
Emily and Brennan make the excuses for why they're not actually living at the apartment. And Pastor Carl is kind of, he's not that easily fooled.
Do you feel invested in the marriage?
I feel invested in the marriage, yes.
I really can't stand this guy. I can't stand him.
During the honeymoon and the wedding, you're kind of just overcome with all this adrenaline. And then it just hit me a few days later, something's off between us.
You're off. You're the one that's off.
I didn't feel that romantic connection. Over time with the honeymoon, it got less and less.
I know we really want them to be honest, but my heart was breaking for Emily.
Done my best to be very open and honest, but I need some more emotions in order to figure out
Sure.
how to progress.
The T1000 has no emotions. Pastor Carl tries to dig a little deeper,
Is there anything about her that you are not attracted to?
but Brennan is having none of that.
We're not doing that.
Pastor Carl changes tack and kind of says, going forward, what are you guys going to do? How are you going to do things differently?
I want to move in together. Take it a day at a time.
Pastor Carl leaves, and Emily and Brennan are sort of debriefing the conversation, and she's wanting to dig a little deeper into why he's not attracted to her.
Because I think that's a big important piece of this, and you won't answer it directly.
Because I just don't think that's nice.
And he still can't even look at her. I mean, look at him, look at his expression.
No, I don't. I'm just not saying anything. I'm still here, right?
Oh my God. This guy. Let's move on to our other troubled couple, Orion and Lauren.
When was the last time that the two of you spoke to one another?
I don't really think there was a lot of effort put into meeting up. The next response was him telling me that he wanted a divorce.
Boom. Straight into it.
I do still want to be here. I do still feel like my husband and I can make this work, but I don't feel like he wants to.
Lauren is really opening up just about how confusing Orion has been and how he's almost playing with her emotions.
You came back to me and said you want to do a reset. I don't hold this against you. We can move through this. And then the next day, it's you don't want to continue the marriage, even though you literally sent me a text saying you want to focus on the future.
And Orion can't even, what?
That wasn't necessarily specific to me or to us. It was just the future as a whole.
Even Dr. P is confused. And she gets straight to it.
Came in here like, I want a divorce. That's what's going to happen. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is fair to say. I am really just feeling heartbroken.
Oh, where's my little violin for poor Orion? But then he does it dirty and turns it on Lauren.
I know we're not able to constructively get past or talk about things because of how you react.
I'm not condoning the derogatory comment that Lauren made, and she seemed genuinely remorseful for it. She was really trying hard to sort of educate herself and just make up for it. It happened, right? She's asked for his forgiveness, and when he is flip-flopping the way he has been, she has a response. She has a human, natural response. And I feel like it's a little bit unfair for him to hold that against her. Dr. Pia is not giving up, though. She is asking them, she's almost begging them, give it another go.
Is to extend even more grace to one another. Let go.
Lauren again talks about how she has forgiven Orion, but Orion just can't seem to get to that place.
Orion, how does control show up in your life for you?
Well, I'm not trying to control what's happening by calling for a divorce.
You are. Or is there this resolute of, this is my decision day and the decision is to divorce?
I want to continue to follow through with wanting a divorce.
I'm sad. They were my favorite couple at the start. Oh. Anyway, guys, let's leave it there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Orion and Lauren relationship, as well as Emily and Brennan. What do you think is going to happen next with them? Please leave all your comments down below. I'm dying to hear your thoughts. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time for episode 9. Until then, stay awesome. Love you lots. Bye.